Welcome to the Christian Law of Attraction and Success podcast, where faith meets manifestation. Join Ryan Hicks as he explores how biblical principles align with the law of attraction, empowering you to achieve God-given success. He will delve into Scripture, discuss practical strategies, and share inspiring stories of transformation. Discover how to cultivate a positive mindset, attract blessings, and live a prosperous life through a Christ-centered lens. Get ready to unlock your potential and experience the abundant life Jesus came to give you.
Hello, friend. This is Ryan Hicks of TalkToProfit.com, and I want to thank you for tuning in to the Christian Law of Attraction and Success podcast. Today, I want to talk to you about the power of your words, and importantly, how your words will justify you or condemn you. In Romans chapter 10, verse 8, it says this, "But what saith it? The word is nigh thee, even in thy mouth and in thy heart. That is the word of faith which we preach." We speak a word of faith. Our words should be filled with faith, filled with confidence in God and His promises overflowing into our lives. But do most professing Christians actually speak words of faith? Is the word that's nigh them, even in their mouth, even in their heart? Is it the word of faith? Are they speaking things boldly by faith? Are they talking about the news of the day? Are they talking about something bad that happened to them in the past? Are they talking about things they don't want to happen to them in the future? These things seem simple and they seem like innocent because so many people do it. And we were raised as children, you hear people talking about their problems, talking about this bad thing happened. You know, back in 20 years ago, they can't even get away from things that happened 20 years ago. They're still talking about them. And people fall in line with that. It seems right. It seems like the thing to do. Everyone does it. But of course, what everyone does not make it right. And actually, if you look around at people and the misery in the world, people are on antidepressant medications, anti-anxiety medications. There's all kinds of issues going on in people's lives that indicate a serious problem in the way they're living. Do you want to be like average people? Do you want to fall in line with them? Or do you want to rise above it and live the great, glorious life that Jesus came to give you? Obviously, you want to live the great and glorious life. But unlike what traditional religion teaches, which is to blame everything on God, God gave you dominion and He gives you control, and you control your life by how? The word you speak. Are you speaking words that are things you do want? The way you want your life to be? Or are you speaking words of cursing over yourself, over others, over politicians, over whoever it is that you think deserves something bad to happen to them? Because you can't have out of the same mouth blessing and cursing. Because as James says in James chapter 3, James says this, "But the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil full of deadly poison." Let me just stop right there. It is an unruly evil full of deadly poison, and no man can tame it. But the man born again and led by the Spirit of God can tame their tongue. Maybe with men this is impossible, but with God this is possible. And to him that believeth, all things are possible. So you can tame your tongue. And it's important that you do if you're going to attract the best things into your life. It goes on. "Therewith bless we God, even the Father, and therewith curse we men, which are made after the similitude of God. Out of the same mouth proceedeth blessing and cursing. My brethren, these things ought not so to be. Doth a fountain send forth at the same place sweet water and bitter? Can the fig tree, my brethren, bear olive berries? Either a vine figs? So can no fountain both yield salt water and fresh." Now this is important. What James is alluding to here is something Jesus taught a number of times in his ministry. Because in Matthew chapter 12, Jesus says this, "O generation of vipers, how can ye, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaketh. A good man out of the good treasure of the heart bringeth forth good things. And an evil man out of the evil treasure bringeth forth evil things. But I say unto you, that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned." Now, many people take this to only be applying to some future judgment, and that is obviously being talked about here, but he's also talking about in your daily life. If your heart's pure, You're going to be speaking things that are pure. You're going to be speaking good things and bringing forth good things by the law of attraction. But an evil man is speaking evil things. He cannot, out of the abundance of his heart, speak good things. He might try, but he'll fail. And he'll go right back to the same old patterns of negativity, speaking evil things, and he's going to be condemned for it. Condemned both at the day of judgment, but right here and now in this life. He's not going to live the life that he wants to live. He's going to live the life that is not what he wants. He's going to keep attracting more things that he doesn't want. And it's a vicious cycle, because then he starts speaking about all these things he doesn't want that are happening in his life. He attracts more of it. He speaks about it more. It's just a cycle of self-fulfilling prophecy that brings curse upon that man because he chooses to speak negative, evil things. But that's not you, my friend. You're going to speak things that are lovely and of good report because you are focused on following Philippians 4:8, and you do only think about things that are lovely and good report. And if you actually follow Philippians 4:8, you can't speak negativity. You can't speak blessing out of one side of your mouth and cursing out of the other, because you're only focused on blessing. You're only focused on God's goodness. You're only focused on those things that are good, and you, being a good person, out of the good treasure of your heart, bring forth good things. You're going to naturally attract those good things into your life. You're going to speak those words boldly. And as Proverbs chapter 18, verse 21 says, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. You, my friend, choose each day life and blessing or death and cursing. God sets it before you. You have the choice. God's not forcing you to go down a bad path and speak evil things over your life, speak evil things over other people's life, and get bad results and attract negative things into your life. That's not God's will for you. God's will, as Jesus taught, is goodness. It's blessing. It's abundance. It's the abundant life. Jesus literally says he came that we might have life and that more abundant. Everybody likes to put it off into the future. Well, that's just talking about an eternity. No, right here and now, you can live the blessed life. You can live the good life, but you are going to have to tame your tongue. You're going to have to start being diligent in what your thought life is about. You have to focus in on God's goodness, focus on good things, and think about things that are lovely and a good report only. You can't be focused on the negativity of the world. For most people, this means you're going to have to give up social media. You're going to have to give up a lot of things that are bringing death and cursing into your life, and they're literally doing you no good. When you get on this path of speaking life, speaking blessing, speaking good, you just start to attract so much goodness and grace and blessing into your life. It just feels like you're living the most blessed life possible, that no one could possibly live a more blessed life than you are at this very moment. And that's the life you should be living. You should be attracting great things into your life, good things, blessings, and honor and glory forevermore. Not cursing and problems and discord and issues. That should not be your life. And you start today by taking up this mindset that you're going to only focus on things that are lovely and good report. You're going to literally follow Philippians 4:8, only thinking about those kind of things, and that will start to affect the things you speak. You can't speak negativity when you're only thinking about good, positive things. And you will start to see, as you do this, as you speak words of life, as you speak words of blessing about yourself and others, you will start to attract more goodness and blessing and life and abundance and wealth and health and all the good benefits of the Lord into your life each and every day in a massive avalanche of abundance. My friend, I pray this is a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.